which
well,
would
you
be
know
kind of
what?
nice.
I wouldn't mind farmers watching gaming. Maybe we can turn them into
We can
gamers,
expand.
man.
Yeah.
They just like go out, they're like, set the cornfield on fire. They're done with that, Tasteless. Trade in the land for a nice PC.
There you go.
Go to the city, get some good internet. Become gamers. Sleep in.
Become nerds. Both our players are ready, so if you want to start this.
Let's get going, Tasteless.
Look, Cruncher looked pretty good in that last game.
You really did.
I liked the
Very good defense.
Colossus Micro with the that first Colossus with the Thermal Lance, but he did not utilize the Warp Prism. I don't know why he didn't do that. Did you notice that?
Yeah, he did the drop. It was a little bit late. But
yeah.
You know what's really interesting to me as well, Tasteless, is the fact that Cruncher, despite fast expanding, left 2 Stalkers in his main to catch that. That's like really interesting to me. I wonder if maybe Kiwikaki has done this sometimes that I haven't actually seen or something like that. It's Cruncher very
We don't
very
see
good
that
play.
build very often.
No. Well, Tasteless, who's that?
It's Kiwikaki.
It's a pretty great player. Who's the other guy, Tasteless? Where
Over
is he?
here we have Cruncher.
Yeah.
Now, a question for you, Artosis.
Yeah.
And this is not, we didn't plan this out. I'm actually being completely unscripted here. Kiwikaki, is he at all related to XCS Kiwi? The StarCraft 1 player?
No, he is not.
He's not.
He
Okay.
is not. He is actually a different person.
XDS, of course, an old school Canadian.
I used to play with XCS Kiwi, actually.
I used to as well.
Oh, wow.
Then I realized all he does is hide his bases.
That is actually true, yeah.
He only hides his third base.
Figured that out in, I think it was 2001.
I used to watch him on the ladder being like, how does his, he's so good, he plays random. He's always succeeding. Then I'm like, oh, he just hides his third base in another main.
Yep.
And that's
no
all
one
there
used to
is
scout
it.
back then, man.
Nobody scouted.
Well, Tasteless, we are on Tal'Darim Altar, and here's the funny thing. I was saying, it's not all about 4-gate anymore in PvP, but there's this one map, Tasteless, where it happens to still all be about 4-gate. Yeah, it's just the architecture of the map, but there are 2 builds that you can truly do on this map.
Right.
And, of course, that opens you up to the fact that because there are 2, you can metagame it and do something else. Sometimes, but mostly no. But anyways, the 2 builds on this map are 4-gate and Blink Stalker. If you do anything else, Blink Stalker is the only thing that has
into Blink Stalker.
Yeah. Blink Stalker is the only thing that has potential to beat 4-gate on this map. 4-gate will beat every other build here because we look at the choke real quick, Pace.
Sure.
To the main days.
Sure.
There it is. And guess what? That takes 2 force fields. You don't have a high ground advantage, so you simply cannot tech. Your opponent can go for a 4-gate and just overrun you. You can't do it, Tasteless. It just doesn't work.
Sorry, Tasteless.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
Tasteless.
I know you don't want it to be like that.
Tasteless.
But yeah, that is what this map is like. So I'm expecting to see either 4-gate or Blink Stalker out of both these players, and if they do anything else, it's a heavy metagame build.
Absolutely.
Heavy metagame where they're like, okay, I've designed something specifically to hold this.
I think out of all the matchups, when it comes to intense metagame builds, I respect it in PvP the most.
Yes.
You really got to step outside the box.
That's actually a really good way to say it, Tasteless. I agree with you wholeheartedly. This is a very strange matchup in this game, really. We've never had a matchup quite like this. I guess ZVZ and StarCraft 1 would be the closest to it.
Yeah, I mean, ZVZ, I think, was a little bit more limited. Are you talking about StarCraft 1 or 2? I'm sorry.
StarCraft 1.
Yeah. ZVZ a little bit more limited. You know, it was interesting because back in old school ZVZ and StarCraft 1, there was a period in time where people were doing different stuff before everybody basically decided, well,
I used to go Hydras.
I used to go Hydras too.
What was it, 03 or something?
I was like, no way, man. Like, oh, hold that thought, though.
All right, we do have the 4 gates from Cruncher. He does have a probe hidden over at 12 o'clock. There he is. He's going to be sneaking a pylon somewhere. Now, if we look back at Kiwikaki's main, then we are going to see that he has done the 3-stalker rush to try to delay this warp gate rush and added 2 more gates. That is actually the build I subscribe to on this map. I think that is going to give you the most power overall, and it allows you to get 2 more probes. You can get 22 probes instead of 20 with that build. I'm a huge fan of it. In fact, I did that against Kiwikaki in a tournament and then misclicked and lost. And here we go. 3 stalkers against just 1, and he's going to take out that probe, but now he's going to know, there's going to be a pylon near me. And Tasteless, will he find that pylon? Cruncher's warp gate rush is going to be very, very fast. But Kiwikaki, he's executed his build very well, and yeah, man, he He took my build, man. This is exactly what I did against him.
He's doing the Artosis build.
I don't think he's going to misclick, though, Tasteless. All right, here we go. Cruncher's coming in.
A lot of this is going to come down to unit control. Every little stalks of shot is going to count.
Indeed it is. And Cruncher running back now. Kiwikaki does have 3 stalkers. Right now it's, both they have 6 stalkers each. 3 zealots for Kiwikaki, 1 zealot for Cruncher. So as you see with the additional probes of Chrono boosting out some stalkers, he has allowed himself to get some of these extra units. And here we go, Tasteless. Exactly the same amount of units. No, Kiwikaki now has 1 more stalker, and that is going to make a huge difference as long as no one out-micros anyone else. And look at this, Kiwikaki is reducing the number of stalkers of Cruncher.
Oh, he's got this.
And he just totally raffle-stomped this guy, man. Cruncher is in trouble. He is dead, in fact.
My apologies to the viewers for not turning the unit tab on sooner. As you can see here, Kiwikaki has more probes, 2 more probes, now 1 more probe. Well, now 2 more probes. Okay, now 3 more probes. Keeps changing. But yeah, Kiwikaki is in good shape. He's playing very well. Well, and, as you can see here.
Oh my God.
Zealots.
Kiwikaki is a sneaky snake, Tasteless. He has snuck in zealots
He's making
over
it
here.
so sneaky it's hard for me to observe. Look, he's doing a great job. He warped in some zealots over here. That explains why his probes are going up and down.
Yeah.
And I got to say that was very well played by him.
It's kind of a cool move, but I don't like it as much. I'm looking at it, I'm like, well, I would have just made those extra units and rolled him over because you defended the 4-gate properly.
Right.
So here we go. He's going to go in anyways. I think he's killed enough units right off that he can still run over Cruncher, and it looks like that is exactly the case. GG. Kiwikaki with what, in my opinion, is the best build on that map.
He's good. He's very solid. Kiwikaki, I think one thing that distinguishes him from everybody else is his unit control. I'm sorry, it's very early here. He's so good at microing those stalkers. A little bit like MC. When you watch MC in a 4-warp gate rush, he never misses a beat, with very few exceptions. He's a solid player. So we're going to go on to our 3rd game here. Kiwikaki against Cruncher. Cruncher definitely holding his own, though. I'm impressed. Kiwikaki, frankly, one of the best players to study in the world.
Absolutely. He is someone that I adore watching his games. Whenever I see him in a tournament, I say, you know what, I want to see what he's going to come out with.
For me, with Protoss, it's Kiwikaki and White Raw for non-Koreans.
I love White Raw.